I've just been fired from my employment. What do I do now?
Okay, well, thank you for coming in. I know this is a difficult time for you, but here's the first step that you're going to take to finding some of the answers, and we're going to give you some options as to what I can handle the situation, which is a troubling time for you. I know that before coming here, one of the staff has asked you to fill out an information sheet, which you have, providing some of the terms and conditions of your employment, including how long you've been there, a brief description of your position. Is all information, including some other questions I'm going to have for you, which would allow us to assess what your rights and entitlements are. I noticed, most importantly, I noticed that your employer has provided you with a copy of a letter, which is a termination letter, which is required in Ontario. The letter has to be in writing, and it also has to indicate what the reasons for the dismissal are. Now here it appears that the employer has not provided a particular reason for the dismissal, and believe it or not, that's a good thing. That puts you in a position of being someone who's been terminated without cause. And in Ontario, as well as all the other provinces in Canada, that puts you in the strongest possible legal position you can be in as a litigant before the courts in this province, as well as all the others, being a non-cause dismissal. The employer is required to indicate the actual reason for dismissal, such as if they accused you of being late, perpetually late, or misconduct, or intoxication, and they haven't done it. And more or less it's too late. They can come up with something after if they have good evidence, but it seems to be indicated here from your letter that they're not going that way. That means that the question that we have to ask ourselves is not if you're entitled to further severance, but how much. And which is a good place to be in terms of your ability to negotiate with the employer, which of course we can help you with. Now, I've seen here in your letter, the employer has made an offer to you, or said that they're going to provide you with 1 week per year of service, plus another 1 week per year of service, for a total of 10, since you've been with the company a little over 5 years. Now, the reason they're doing that is they're providing you with the bare minimum entitlements based on what we call the Employment Standards Act. No more, no less. They have to provide this to you, and they have to give it to you whether you reject this offer or not. They don't appear to be giving you anything more, and that's sort of a mistake. What your rights really are, once again in all the provinces, including Ontario, are based on three main factors, being your age, your length of service, and the type of position, all to be determined or assessed as to how long, with those factors, it's going to take you to find another position. That's what we call your common law entitlements. And based on all those three factors, we use a base of 1 month per year of service as sort of a rule of thumb, but we'll increase it and decrease it based on those factors and a combination of others, such as whether or not you have a position which is highly technical, whether there's a managerial position, whether you're in an industry area such as IT, where it's very important for someone, not important, but generally speaking, it's a young person's industry. These are all factors we look at, once again, to determine, usually with the help of vocational analysts, to determine how long it's going to take you to find another position. So we find here that you're in a managerial position, you're 47 years old, and you've been, as I indicated, a little over 5 years. That would suggest that you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 8 months, based on the type of industry that you have, which is technical industry, but not IT, strictly IT in nature. It's a managerial position, meaning your skills can be transferable, but yet, given the nature of the job market, it could be argued very successfully it's going to take you between 6 to 8 months to retrain, to get some outplacement facilities, which we would secure for you, and find another position. As I see here, the employer has offered you, as they're required to do, once again at a minimum and without condition, they provided you with those 5 weeks plus another 5 weeks of severance, and they've also provided you with 5 weeks of your benefits plan, because it looks like you've gotten a pretty comprehensive, or you had a comprehensive benefits plan. Well, the good news is that the law requires the employer to pay commensurate with your employment, all the benefits that you enjoyed while you were employed there, making you whole, as we say, putting you exactly in the same position you were as when you were employed. And that's what we would be doing in terms of your general severance package. So if you had a dental plan, if you had a long-term disability plan, which generally could add up to at least 15% in value of your total income, including commissions, including bonuses, we would be in a position to negotiate a package which would be comprehensive in nature and include all those things. And the valuation, of course, would be a great deal more, as I see it, than the minimum severance and notice that they're offering you now. In addition, we would always negotiate an outplacement or training package for you, as the law requires, especially if you're engaged or intend to retrain for another industry. And we'd require them to provide you with, if not a positive letter of reference, the law doesn't go quite that far, we would require them to provide you with a confirmation of employment letter, something positive, which I see is lacking here, which would give you a fighting chance to obtain another position. Because really that's what we're about here, trying to negotiate you a bridge, a financial transition, in order for you to obtain that next position. You have many years left of your career, you're a young person, and we would attempt, and I would believe successfully, to provide you with a financial bridge in order for you to obtain your next position in your career. That's the goal.